I'm so mad. I literally could have talked to my gym crush today, but I decided to be super shy. And when he asked for a cable attachment, I didn't say anything, and it was a 0.2 second interaction, and I didn't say anything, and I just stare at him in the gym and look like a creepy person. And I promise it's just because you're my gym crush. And today I had an opportunity and did not take it.
See, like I said, the woman is giving you standoffish energy, or she's not willing to talk to you. A lot of the times is because they do what's called auto rejection. They auto reject themselves. They take themselves out of the equation. They eject. Because you're coming up to them confident, trying to talk to them, and women are not confident with the men that they find attractive. They got to have a couple drinks in their system. They got to have the liquid courage. They're not confident unless they're around dudes and suckers that really want them like that they don't want, that they could play with. The dudes who are disposable. This goes back to, even when they give you standoffish energy, is because they need to knock you down a peg. So even when they're nervous, they want to talk to you, you talk to them, it's kind of like, well, I'm going to exit the situation because they're nervous. The whole time, a lot of guys think, is something on my shirt? Is something on my face? A lot of guys walk around out here and they don't realize just how attractive they are. They're thinking to themselves, I'm not this tall. I don't make this amount of money. That has nothing to do with it. A lot of guys are attractive and women are feeling them, but they don't feel that way about themselves. Now tell me what's more important, the way you feel about yourself or how they feel about you? Because you don't feel good about yourself, you're missing out on chicks that are actually interested in you. They get flustered, they get nervous. You're thinking, damn, I really did something wrong, or, I wronged her in some way. No, she doesn't know how to come at you because you're cold and you don't even know it, but she thinks it and she knows it. Let's get the next one.
So out of all days today, I thought it would be the day to hit on my gym crush, right? Even though there's absolutely no indication that he likes me back. So I go up to him today and I tap him on the shoulder, and all I could come up with was, you're really killing your workouts. You're really killing your workouts. Damn it. I'm literally never talking to a man ever again. No, I can't do it. Oh my God. So then he said, thanks, you too. And then I ran away. So...
Now this guy could have been interested, but she'll never know because she just walked away. I actually had a coaching call that was just like this. A guy did this exact thing and we addressed the problem, but never show fear. Never show fear. That's their job. They're the inferior ones. All it takes for you to be a physically imposing, strong guy who takes after his look, who feels good about himself, and all of a sudden they're stuttering and and now they're even looking for ways to knock you off your circle. In some instances, but in this instance, she can't even talk to bro. That's why they'll always come in your vicinity. They'll act like they're not looking at you, but they're looking at you. You understand? They're the ones. They're the prey. I keep saying this. If we're in the animal kingdom, they're the prey and we're the hunters. Nothing to be afraid of. Because this is how they act with the men that they actually want. All you got to do is become a guy that they actually want. But you become that by being the best that you could become for yourself. Keep trying to tell you, bro, it's bigger than them. They got to get with the program. See how nervous they get? Let's get the next one.
Story time of me walking up to my gym crush and introducing myself today. So I consider myself to be a pretty confident person in general, but I don't typically walk up to a man and make the first move or hit on him. I'm just honestly used to people walking up to me or hitting on me, but we have definitely made eye contact several times over the last few weeks. I've smiled at him, I've waved at him. Anyway, he was kind of near the exit as I was walking out today, and I walked up to him, introduced myself, got his Instagram, whatever. Anyway, I had mentioned, I was like, I heard you think I'm cute. I think you're cute too. And he said, yeah, you're all right. Immediately, I was humbled. Immediately humbled. Batty down. Here I am thinking that I'm going out on a limb, getting out of my comfort zone. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling pretty. And he goes, yeah, you're all right. Excuse me, sir? immediately humbled. Truthfully, I really don't care all that much. I kind of just thought it was funny and I wanted to share, but I don't know, maybe he was nervous and just didn't know what to say.
This is why they ignore attractive men, physically fit men. This is the biggest reason why. This is their worst fear. And now she ain't gonna do it again. She ain't gonna do it again. See, as a man, you have to take that and keep trucking. Take that and keep trucking. And ultimately, what you learn about rejection is none of it's really real. I need to get rejected because I need for that to happen so I can get where I'm trying to go. The women that are into me, I need to get through that so I could get to them. But with them, it's like one and done. Maybe they might try again, but after that, no. Because you heard what she said, right? I'm not used to walking up to guys, which means that the guys that walk up to her are really feeling her like that. The guys that she already knows likes her, she already knows where she stands with them. She's in the driver's seat. Nope, not with attractive men. Attractive men, physically fit men are in the driver's seat. Well, yeah, we're gonna take rejections. Not every woman is gonna like you, but we don't care about that. We're not focused on that. They focus on that. Damn, he didn't like me. They bump into another guy that resembles that guy. Damn, he probably isn't gonna like me. You see, that's why they play these games. That's why they play these games. You ever talk to a woman, you get her number, you might even go out and she's acting weird. You don't know a lot of these things. This is why I tell you guys, there's no sense in harping on why she doesn't like you, why she's flaking, why she's doing that. Because one of the reasons is you resemble or remind her of an ex-boyfriend she was sprung off of a guy that she went for and he didn't want her back. So guess what? Now you got to wear that. He ran off with my heart. He played games with me. So now I got to tiptoe around you because you're kind of like this guy. You give me the vibe that you're like this guy. I'm telling you, it's going to go in your favor. Sometimes it won't go in your favor. But the bigger picture here is, what type of guy are you? I'd rather be the guy that she's running away from, that she's afraid of, than be the guy that she's super sure about because she knows that she's got me lined up. Absolutely not. But what really happened is bro performed the Windex effect. Trying to talk to him, he wasn't feeling her like that. He was just kind of like, nah, I'm good. But she executed that the right way. That's the right way to flirt. That's the right way to flirt. Just didn't go in her favor. And like I said, it's the ego, because peep how she said at the end, well, maybe he was just nervous. It never dawns on her that, no, he's in the driver's seat. He ain't feeling you like that. But this makes sense. This is why they get nervous. Because if this happens, it's earth-shattering. Let's get the next one.
I never thought that this would happen to me post high school, university time, but I have a crush. I started going to the gym for the first time ever last year. I always go there because there's this cute guy and I don't know his name, but he's really fit, like not jacked, but just like really athletic. He's really cute. Whenever I'd see him, we'd always make eye contact, right? I thought it was all in my head for a while. I'm like, I mean, low-key, it could be all in my head. He would make eye contact, but like the sustained type of eye contact. And I would kind of look away because I get shy whenever I see somebody attractive. Like, I'll look away and not make eye contact. I started just being bold and reciprocating that same eye contact back. Like, I could see he was kind of waiting for me maybe to like smile or do something, but I was too shy to do that because I'm like, I feel like I'd be like really derpy, like anyways, so my goal for the last 3 months was to be a little bit more bold and like try to talk to him anytime we make eye contact, or at least smile. I can't do the smiling part, but I've been trying to put myself into positions where he will talk to me, because I'm like, if he wanted to, he would, right? Like, this guy, I see him talking to other girls, so he can't be that shy, right? At this point, I kind of know his routine, and so I'm like, let me just also match that routine, you know, proximity, help him get the ball rolling. If he's really interested, he'll try to talk to me if I'm nearby, right? And so he's on the treadmill. There's a couple treadmills, but I choose the one right next to him. I would never do this, but I did it. No one says a thing. He doesn't even look at me. I don't look at him. I'm like sneaking glances from the side. It was too nerve-wracking. I couldn't do it. Gym was closing. I was done. I went to the change room and I ran. I was like, oh my god, he's packing up too. We were leaving the gym at the same time, and I let him kind of go ahead of me, and this was strategic because he held the door for me, and I was like very audibly, I'm like, thank you, and he's like, you're welcome, and I'm like, I know it's nothing, but it's like, I feel like ice has been broken. We've spoken to each other, not directly, but we've spoken to each other. Now I feel like I can probably go up to him and say hi because it's not awkward anymore. Like, he spoke to me, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I sat in my car. I kind of stalled and I got to see what car he drives, and so now I know if his car's there, then I know he's at the gym. But normally people, they get in their car and they drive away right away. I was waiting for him to pull away so I know kind of what direction he lives. I was like taking my time, putting my music in, choosing a song, and he wasn't moving. And I'm like stalling. It was like 3 minutes. We were both sitting in our cars. And I'm like, maybe he's also waiting for me. I'd like to live in my Delulu land a little bit, because the second I started reversing, he started reversing. And I hesitated which direction to go, because I'm like, I don't want to fuck up and like go this way when he's going this way. And then literally in that hesitation, I saw him hesitate too. And then I saw him starting to turn a certain direction, and then I turned my wheels that way and I kind of followed him, and we ended up at the light, but he was turning left, I was turning right. So we had like a little moment at the light, but he had tinted windows, so I didn't look into his window. I feel like that'd be a little creepy. So that's my story. I'm excited for the next time I go to the gym. It's nice having a crush. Like, even if it doesn't go anywhere, honestly, it's just like nice motivation to like have some eye candy at the gym and have a little like flirty situation going on.
This is why you should never fear talking to a woman. This is why you should never fear talking to a woman, because they're the ones all in their head with all of this goofy nonsense.